This is why you maybe need to consider doing variations that are considered too high for you. It's mainly because of two reasons. First one is just your wrist recovery, and second one is that planche is not only about strength, it's also about technique. Before I get into more detail, I'm Jacob. I try to make helpful videos. You can subscribe if you want. First, wrist recovery and fatigue management. This might be a bit confusing because when you do a bench press, for example, and you go up in weight, your wrists will take more load. This means that doing harder sets or just increasing the weights will put more stress on your wrists. But in the planche, the stress or the force on the wrist is always equivalent to your body weight, basically. Not the body weight, but the gravity of your body, actually. But no, it's the same, basically. This means that if you do an advanced tuck planche or a tuck planche or a straddle planche or a full planche, force downwards on your wrists will be the same. The only difference is the angle at which you lean, so this might play a big factor for you, and if for some reason the angle in the advanced tuck planche is more suitable to you or just feels more natural or healthier for you, then it's probably best to just do advanced tuck planche instead of trying to do harder progressions like straddle planches. But if you do not prefer the wrist position in the easier variations, then it's probably a good idea to just try doing mostly hard variations for some time and see if you can still progress. Because force on the wrist is the same in any progressions. This means that if you do 3 sets of 10 seconds of easier variation, your wrists will take more fatigue than they would if you just did 6 sets of 3 seconds with harder variation. But stimulation of your shoulders and your protraction strength and all that will be similar with less volume on harder variations than it would be on more volume on easier variations. And if you can do the volume that is similarly effective on your shoulders but produces less fatigue on your wrists, then it's probably a good idea to at least try this method. Now, the other reason to do more harder, more advanced variations is because planche is not only about strength, it's also about balance. It's also about learning how to extend your hips. It's also about learning how to get in the position and how to lean forward. Doing attempts is probably the most specific way to achieve all the technique stuff that you want to achieve for the planche, because you cannot get as much specificity with advanced tuck planche, and because it's probably easier on the wrists, I think that it's better to increase the volume on attempts and harder variations and decrease it on easier variations. So now I'm doing like 3 to 5 sets of advanced tuck planche a week and like 15 even sets of my attempts. And these attempts look awful, but when I take a close look at all the videos, I can see that I am progressing a little bit on average, and if I can progress with less fatigue on my wrists, this means that I can push harder, and this means that I will eventually get the planche. This is what is important. I hope this one was helpful. You can like it, and you can go watch another video. Bye.